Welcome to all my travelers out there. I am your host, Darren Beckett, and this is the Global Travel Podcast. For those who do not know my travel resume, I've been to 13 states, 15 countries on 5 different continents, but it is not about me. Here, we are giving you quality travel tips, insights, and recommendations on all the best destinations for ideas to enjoy your vacations. With that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. We are all clear for takeoff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we reach our destination, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, click the bell, and if you can do me a favor, if you can go in the comment section below, type in the words, "I got my ticket." At the end of the show, I'm going to come back, I'm going to respond and see how your experience went with us, all right? So with that being said, on today's episode, we are taking a trip to South Africa. So make sure you got your passports, your earphones, and something to snack on. We have a very special guest here with us today. But before I introduce her, let me just say this. Now, this young lady is originally from Africa and moved to France. So I guess technically speaking, she's from France. If you if you want to talk to her about that part, but she's been all over the world. So she's been to 20 different countries. So if South Africa is on your list, you definitely want to pay attention. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Miss Aduke. So how you doing today, Miss Aduke?
Hi everyone, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me over here. And I'm glad I will share my experience with you guys.
Nice, nice. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So, before we hit this flight, we have a long flight heading to South Africa. So, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do for a living, hobbies, where you live, all that good stuff?
Okay, so basically I was born in Benin in Africa, Benin Republic. And then like at 5, I moved to London for about a year and a half and then moved to Paris and grew up in Paris.
Mhm.
And when I have a degree in finance, so I started working in Paris, and I found a job opportunity in Florida where I stayed for like 2 years, and I started a travel blog over there because I have time to, and I love doing
Mhm.
this. So I was like, okay, why not start this and see where it goes? So basically, like this is
Mhm.
the summer up of my journey.
Nice, nice. Yeah. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, if you ask her where she's from, she can tell you a few different places. So that's pretty cool. She got a unique perspective on different countries. So we're gonna get a lot of travel insights. So before we get to the travel, I know travel is definitely a hobby. What other hobbies do you have that you like?
I think I enjoy cooking a lot. I enjoy receiving people, and I think brunching, eating a lot, eating, yeah. And definitely, like I read like 2 books a month. This is a challenge I'm trying to do after I finish uni. Is my personal challenge. So I think I
Mm-hmm.
read about a lot of personal development, and let's see, like we call it in French arlequin. It's like romantic story and all that shit. But it's nice. It's nice.
Nice. So, out of curiosity, how did you get bit by the travel bug? What was your first travel experience? How was that?
I think my first travel experience is moving from Benin to London
Mm-hmm.
in Peckham when my dad moved there. I was
Mm-hmm.
little, so Benin is the little country in West Africa. They speak French, so I was just
Mm-hmm.
starting learning like 5, and we moved to England. But it was okay. Like I used to speak English because I'm close to Nigeria. I have also Nigerian origin, so I used to speak English, but it was still a different word. So it was like going to Disneyland. It was I think my first memory of Europe was the snow because I never saw it. I think when I was little, so that was the magic about it. But
Mm-hmm.
that was my first encounter with Europe, my first travel experience. Very young.
Okay. Okay. Right. 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 So let's. So what is the name of the country that you're from in West Africa?
Benin Republic, just near Nigeria and between Nigeria and Togo. And you have Burkina Faso just up there.
Yeah.
It's a little country with a lot. It's the previous Dahomey
Uh,
Rayum. I don't know if you know about where, like in Wakanda, when they used the warriors of the force protecting the king, was inspired by the warriors of Dahomey,
mm-hmm.
and they were the protector of the king of Dahomey during the colonization. So it's a
Mm.
little country between Nigeria and Togo.
Okay, well, let's talk. Let that be our first country that we arrive in. So, tell us. I mean, you already briefed us a little bit on it as far as history and it's inspired in Wakanda and all that good stuff. So that's pretty dope. Now, what is there to do there? What is there to see, eat, all that good stuff? What is it all about?
Is a country in the south. You have the sea, so you have all the beach activities, and you can enjoy great food like West African food. And you have a lot of like hotel where you can spend your time. And you have the history because you have also the slave part and all the slave who were given the history of the slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And in the north, it's more like you can do like a safari over there. There's a safari. You can do
Mm.
safari in Benin. You know that, but in the north, there's the Penjari Park where you can spend great time. Like it's like in South Africa, but it's in Benin, and
Mm-hmm.
you can see the same animal and everything. And also in the north, you have a lot of waterfalls, so you
Mm.
can go hiking. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of hills where you can see all the amazing landscape, very green and very like still like virgin because it's just village.
Mm-hmm.
It's no like modern construction or anything. And weather is very nice because the sun is very like red and like the landscape is very beautiful and it's very near the sea, but it's in the south.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a lot of potential things to do there for tourists,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not well known because like it's like many people are quite humble, I think. Quiet. We don't
Yeah.
we don't like expose ourselves that much enough. So I think that's maybe one of the great advantages, but also a flaw
Mm-hmm.
in some
Mm-hmm.
ways.
Okay, cool. See, that's I haven't heard of it to be quite honest with you, but it sounds like a
Now
place
you
I
should
need.
Google it. Like I know nobody heard of my country, but I'm fine. But I have another country, Nigeria. I know everybody know that.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's good that we on this podcast talking about it, so you can enlighten us, so we can put it on our bucket list. So that's definitely
Yeah.
a place to visit. So when it comes to food, what do you recommend there to eat?
Like the real local food is like
Local.
let me see the like the most local thing I think is like fried fish,
Mm-hmm.
and we cut like onion and tomato and we season it like raw and we eat it
Mm-hmm.
with like it's like is manioc, the flour of manioc. I don't know if you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think you call it yuca or something like that. No,
Okay.
does it speak?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Is
I'm not much of
a
a cook.
is a root. Like let me just Google
Uh-huh.
it because I don't know the word in English, but it's very it's not like it's like a couscous of roots, but I think
Uh-huh.
you call it. I think Latino call it yuca,
Okay. Okay.
or
Yeah,
you use
I
yuca
would.
or
Yeah.
yam and you it's like a paste and you eat it with it and it's very nice. It's called mayo.
Oh. Okay.
And
Okay.
we also eat rice and beans that we do with a fried tomato stew and we put mussel in it. That's also is good.
Mm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think Benin has a lot of snack, fried snack, beignet, and a lot of things with peanuts and like you can caramelize peanuts that they do. Is
Mm-hmm.
very you
Mm-hmm.
eat it with it's like a snack when you have in the morning or in the afternoon is also good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So yeah, Benin, right? That's so Benin. We definitely got to hit Benin up. Put it on your bucket list. Now, is there anything else you would like to share with us about your home country before we head on out?
I think is it would be great if people can just Google it and see like it exists like a little country where you can do a lot of great leisure activity, and there are
Mm-hmm.
beautiful landscape, and you will enjoy yourself really. You will
Mm-hmm.
enjoy yourself with
Yeah.
the food and the drinks and everything. And people are very welcoming. It's very quiet, humble. So I just recommend to Google it and see
Mm-hmm.
what is about. I'm just going there in January, so I will be publishing a lot on my blog on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going
Mm-hmm.
there for 3 weeks in January, so I will make
Okay.
people know about it.
Good, good, good.
If you
Now,
want
how
to
do
know
you
more,
spell it? So,
just
yeah, how do you
hmm?
spell it so folks can Google it?
Oh, Benin, Benin.
Cool. Benin, Benin. Google it. Put it on your list. Put it on your list if it isn't already. So, cool. So, West Africa, Benin was cool. Got a lot of history and knowledge on the place that we probably did not know too much of, but now we're a little more enlightened. And if you want some more information, definitely follow Aduke on her travel blog channel. Now, tell us a little bit about your trip. Like, what is it all about? What do you post? Where can we find you? How can we access it?
You can find me on my Instagram is aduke.travel.journey.
Mm-hmm.
And or you can find me on my website is aduketraveljourney.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
you can find I think the travel blog started in Florida, so there's a lot of content in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
but now I will be doing more content in Europe and Africa
Okay.
because I'm
Okay.
back.
Right, right, right. So now let's talk about London. I guess that's another hometown or home country for you. So a little bit about London. What do you recommend folks to go do, see, eat, and all that good stuff? What do you recommend?
London, having a while. I just came back from there, and with all these things happening, is very like London is not what it used to be. London is very dynamic. People are so welcoming, and people can be extravagant. They can be extravagant in anything, and people don't judge you. But the rest of Europe, people are a bit like France. People will judge your appearance more than in London. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
I love about London. I think I love like you can do like a lot of great rooftop there,
Mm-hmm.
and you can eat some. I think it's like in America. It's better to eat foreign in London. Don't eat English. Like
Right.
eat foreign food. I would say I would recommend. It's better. I think English food is like a bit basic. Maybe I have also a French tongue, so that's why I'm a bit difficult on food.
Right.
And but you can do the classic tourist stuff in London, but you can visit also like the classic thing, like go to the castles and go to the London Eye, the Tower Bridge, and everything. And I think what can you do is great. It's also great to get outside the London. Like if you take a train an hour, you can have access to the beach also.
Okay.
So you get a bit get out of town is also good.
Right, right. Now I know I've been to London and I went where it was real cold. I think it was springtime, I guess, but it felt
Pretty cool. You're
man,
from Cali.
I'm from Cali. Yeah,
Like
yeah. Southern
that's like
California.
my friend in Miami. She didn't want to come in October. She was like, "It's cold." I was like, "You're crazy."
Yeah, yeah. It's a little cold, but it's
50,
fun.
50 Fahrenheit is not cold.
And you said when?
For 50 Fahrenheit is not
Really?
cold.
Oh, see,
No,
yeah. See, we
it's like
started.
it's breeze. Like this is good.
See, in California, we once it started
I
getting to
just
60
came back.
degrees, we
I
start
was in
complaining.
London last week. I
Uh-huh.
just came back and I was like, God, it's hot in France. London
Really?
is so cold. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I get it, it depends on who you are, what you if you prefer that more chillier weather or the
No, I
summer weather.
prefer the sun, but maybe I'm used to here. I prefer
Oh,
the sun, but I grew up here and I'm just living with it.
right, right. Do you know what about any of the other than like the tourist spots like the palaces, Buckingham Palace and Big Ben and all that good stuff that we probably already familiar with, any hidden gems or off the beaten path places or things to do in
I
London?
think it's very is nice to visit Shoreditch. Is a
Mhm,
neighborhood in London who is very nice. There's lots of art and lots of galleries you can visit. And on Sunday there's like a lot of food market in London. You should definitely try. And there's like the food markets. You can research any food market like in every neighborhood in London. You can find it. And there's food from
mhm,
everywhere in the world. It's very nice to
mm,
try that.
mhm, mhm.
And near the mortgage and like the city, you can find a lot of rooftop, like a lot of people do the after work. And you go to the pub. I'm not a pub person, so I
Mm.
don't drink. So
Ah,
noisy place and it's not for me, but people love doing that
right,
there.
right, right.
I'm not that girl at all.
Turn up. So, okay, cool. Since we're in Europe, we can travel pretty quickly and cheaply via train. Is that right? In Europe, is train pretty much a good way to travel?
The train traffic is very easy.
Mm-hmm.
Even during the lockdown, I was able to go to like, well, I go to Belgium by train, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like maybe $25 one
Mm-hmm.
way
Mm-hmm.
to do
Wow.
a Paris Bruxelles.
Wow. Wow.
And it's like, yeah, you can go anywhere by train, but means I train like no more than 3 hours. You can go to Switzerland, you can go to the south of Europe,
Mm-hmm.
but like I don't like to do more than 3 hours of train.
Yeah, right.
It's very easy to travel, and you can. I think there might be a train going until Russia, but people are crazy to do that. I'm not doing that.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in Europe, it is easy to travel through different countries. So, please, or if you can, hit up different countries, the neighboring countries, different cities within the countries. And whether it's through Ryan Air or any other cheap flights, you can also travel. Like I said, train is probably a very,
And the cheapest way to travel is like bus. You can go
but,
for Brussels for $10, $10. Like I'm not
mhm.
kidding. Like sometimes, but if you have time, if you don't have money, you have time.
Right.
If you don't have money,
It,
you have time.
exactly. And if you're a budget traveler, then it's probably you probably have more time than you have more money. So let's go ahead, man. Let's take a bus. Let's take a bus over down to where we're going. We're on this bus ride. Let's go to
You can go
Paris,
to
France.
Spain from Paris. It's like Paris, Milan. You can do it. Seriously.
Okay. Let's go to Paris first and then we hit Spain. But let's go to Paris. Let's go in France. I want to, since you live there as well, it's one of your hometowns. So tell us
Yeah.
about Paris, France. What should we do? See, eat, and all that good stuff while we here. That was a long ride.
Yeah. France, Paris is like, do you want the tourists? Like the tourist stuff, I don't like. This is tourist, so let's talk about the local. I used to live in the 19th district during
Mm-hmm.
5 years. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of graphic and murals of artists are in this district. And there is
Mm-hmm.
like a canal that you can take a little boat with no license and visit the Paris in canal by yourself. There's like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of activity, music activity in the summer there. So I really
Mm-hmm.
love that neighborhood because it was very vibrant and dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of little, very great restaurants, and you can eat for like nothing. But it's very good neighborhood to visit because it's not very expensive, and it's
Mm-hmm.
it's very nice.
Right,
So
right.
they're doing a lot of gentrification that district, so I very enjoy it. I think I shout out to that district in my blog, so that was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And what to do in Paris? If you want to eat, it's very, you don't need to be on the Champs-Elysees to have like fancy food, like do your picture. You can if you want, but I think it's not really the best. It's like there's a lot of app who offer you like La Fourchette, offer you like a great discount on the day, and you can eat at any good restaurant in Paris for that.
Okay.
And like
Nice.
I think you can, there's like a great restaurant, but it's a bit expensive. A great hotel, the Kong restaurant in Paris. It was very nice. And you can have also a lot of African food in Paris because there's a lot of people from a French-speaking country there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you can visit like the African neighborhood also. There's a lot of people who are doing guide. There's like Little Africa in Paris. They do a guide
Mm-hmm.
and to help you to make a tour in Paris, see Paris with how the Black community grow in Paris and what they are
Mm.
doing. And it's very
Mm-hmm.
nice to research that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's Little Africa. And they
Oh,
make you a guide tour in Paris and all the Black history in Paris, and it's very nice.
oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I've heard about that. I've been to Paris. I want to go back for that and some other things, of course. And yeah, yeah, definitely. What about what is a best time to go in Paris? I know some folks prefer their weather to be
If you are
right.
not afraid of the cold, oh, I think the best time Paris is blooming in summer because culture is cheap here. Culture is part of our identity. It's not very
Uh-huh.
expensive to visit museum. There's every I think the best time is summer because there's so much exhibition, museum opening, outdoors activity, and a lot of things to do. But there's
Mm-hmm.
also a lot of people. So if you're not afraid of cold, I would say the best time is spring, like May, April, May.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want the summer part, you come in summer, but summer is too busy. I think you don't
Right.
really enjoy it. I think the best time is like the beginning of the spring, where there's less
Okay.
tourists and you can
Yeah.
enjoy everything.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good info on that. Definitely. So let's go ahead. We rode the train and we rode the bus and whatnot in Europe. Let's go ahead and take a flight to the US of A. Let's hit Florida first.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Since you
Florida.
said you have a lot of
What
content in
this was like the
Florida.
start of culture. This
uh,
was like fun, but it's
yeah.
like was very different. Was very different from France, but I think like I had a job offer, and I
Hmm.
said like for 2 years, and I was like, yeah, for the sun, I'm going.
Hmm.
They have beach, they have sun, they have great cocktails. Let me do this.
Yeah.
And I have already the job. So I went on my G1 visa and I went there for a job. But I think what I love about Florida and when we say USA is we're very easy to find a place to live. Like people don't really ask you a lot of paper as long as you have the money. So that's very a big
Hmm.
difference from France because they will ask you a lot of administrative paper. So that was like the
Hmm.
first like great news. And so I have like a normal job, a day job, and then I have time free at like 5:30. I was out of the office. So I was living like 40 minutes from Miami near Fort Lauderdale. So I was
Hmm.
there and I was able like I think what helped me a lot it was like the Meetup app, I think. Meetup app helped
Hmm.
me to like exchange and meet new people, and I was like I had the group of people and I went very on the barbecue for it was in May, like the last weekend of May. You have something Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Yep.
Yeah, Memorial Day. So that was my first event in New York, in Miami. So I went for a barbecue
Uh-huh.
with some people I met on Meetup, and we matched. And since there, that's the way I discovered America through them.
Nice. Yeah. So, I mean, far as what's your favorite part about Florida? Is there anything you like the most, or anything like that?
The easier access to the beach. That was priceless. Like every week, once in the weekend, I was at the beach looking at the sunrise. Like
Hmm.
this is priceless. This is priceless.
Mm.
Even if you have like a shitty week, you can just go there, relax, and like enjoy yourself. And it's amazing. Like in Paris on the weekend, I don't feel on vacation, but over there, like Friday, I could just take the car, 2 hours, I was in paradise. Like, this is crazy. So I
Nice.
think having
Yeah.
the weather, the proximity to the sea. So that was quite a blessing.
Right. Did you get a chance to taste any of the Cuban food at all while you was there?
Yeah, I taste like I visit the it was Caliocho. Yeah, I visit there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ate Cuban food. But the thing about Latina food, you maybe some people will tell me I'm crazy, but they use the same ingredient like African, but the spicy different and the assemblage like a bit different. So I was not that surprised or that amazed by it
Mm-hmm.
because I
Okay.
knew the ingredient is a lot of like tropical ingredient because if you look at the map, you are literally at the same level. So
Mm-hmm.
the same food grow there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go fancy about it because of my already heritage and background.
Right, right, right. I got you. I got you. So, anything else you would like to cover about Florida before we head off? We're gonna take a flight up there to New York next. Anything about anything else?
Florida, let me see, I would recommend you to rent a car.
Mm-hmm.
Rent a car.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing anything without a car, and you
Yeah.
can really enjoy every. There's like a lot of great city at 2 hours from Miami,
Mm-hmm.
St. Augustine, St. Petersburg. You can go to the Keys, and you can enjoy yourself. So there's a lot of great little city that you should visit. Also, there's no all in Miami. Like Miami, you can do it like in 2 days, like you are done. Like
Right.
there's not much, I think. But if you like the party, yeah, the party and the life is in Miami for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely got a nightlife. If you want to try some Cuban food, they're known for Cuban. They got a Cuban population over there, little Havana. So definitely put it on your list if it's not already.
Yeah, it's
So
very nice, Little Havana. Yeah.
yeah, and of course the beach. If you're a beach type person, tropical type person, Florida is definitely for you. And then now let's go. Let's head to New York real quick because I know you said you spent some time in New York. So tell us a little bit. What do you recommend to
I
do in New York?
spend like I go like for a week, 2 weeks, like I think I've been to New York already 3 times, like for vacation. I have family over there.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I did all the tourist stuff, like nothing new. I was like the tourist, like the dumbest tourist. I did the Brooklyn. I went to the Empire State Building. I went to Rockefeller. I visit the museum, the Met museums. Like I was the tourist, so I went to Central Park. I think I don't have like great value on it because I did all the tourist stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hear you.
Miami, I was more local because I spent a lot of time there.
Right, right. So let me ask you this: what type of traveler are you? Do you travel solo? Are you a luxury travel, budget traveler, or local or touristy? What do you like to do?
It depends on the place. Like sometimes I will just go by myself, do a solo travel. I don't mind. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, like I have a lot of friends all over the place, Dubai, Hong Kong. So I like just taking a plane, going to visit my friends. So it can be a solo, but like I'm meeting somebody over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think I like to be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I do budget, but I'm not the one who's going to backpack. I'm not doing that.
I
I
got
would
you.
take a hotel, but it won't be that expensive. But I'm not backpack. I can't do it. I
Right.
can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I
I have a budget, but like there's limits in my budget.
mm-hmm. Gotcha. Now let me ask you this: since you travel solo, and you're a female traveler traveling solo, any advice that you can give to those female travelers out there who travel solo, thought about it but scared, or any advice for them out there?
I think you should start with big city. I think don't go like somewhere lost in Asia that you don't know. Start with big city and go someplace where you know there is a lot of people and try to be aware and cautious, do research on the places
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not going somewhere lost in Africa by myself like a little village. I'm not doing it by myself, but if it's like the biggest city in the country, yes, I will.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
city appear much less scary to me.
Okay. Yeah. That's good
Like
advice.
Dubai, New York, you can do by yourself, but like it's a little city somewhere lost in Latin America
Hmm.
or like Asia or Africa. I think you should be more conscious. At least bring one female friend with you.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I think also some people do it them by themselves and they are fine. It depends on yourself. You have to be just conscious on what you can handle. Can you handle yourself?
Right.
Can you do you feel like you can do it? If you feel like you can do it, just do it. But
Hmm.
always also give your information to a friend. Hey, I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm going there. Be aware of that. I'm by myself. If nothing happened, if something happened, just call just call the right people. So give your information.
Right.
At least
Right.
have one friend
Yeah.
if you want
Yeah.
to go somewhere you're not sure.
Hmm. Great. That's good advice, ladies. If you're out there, you want to travel by yourself, start off if you haven't done anything, you're not an experienced traveler. Start off doing a big city somewhere where it's well known, popular folks is out, and it's safe that you've heard of. Any place can be dangerous, but just be smart about it, and also give your information to someone. So whether it's parents or best friend or your spouse or
Yeah.
whoever,
Or
definitely,
sisters,
yeah.
nobody. Somebody has to know where you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Give me your IT. I know you're a big girl. You're an adult, but it's about being safety. So I mean, it's about being safe. So yeah, definitely do that. Great advice. Now, Duque, before we head to South Africa, we have one more. Let's go to one more country. Let's go one more. And you the pilot, so you let us know. I'm co-pilot. And what do you recommend? What's the next country we're going to?
Next country that surprised me, I think. Let me choose a country. I don't know. I think we did Europe, we did USA. Oh, I went to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, Asia.
Yeah,
Let's go to Asia. Let's do a
yeah.
different continent. So, tell us about
Let's go to Asia.
yeah, how's that experience? What do you recommend to do there, see, and
This
all that
that
good
was
stuff?
Hong Kong. That was my first time in China. I consider it as
Mm-hmm.
China. Some people will say
Mm-hmm.
no, but it's the beginning. I think I know it's very is there's like a lot. Hong Kong is very deep in Western culture. I know that, but it's like a
Mm-hmm.
first start in Asia. So it's a big city with a lot of high buildings. So when I arrived, I was like a bit overwhelmed by the city because everything was so close and there was like so many high buildings, so close, so tiny. And I was like a bit overwhelmed by it. And I was like, okay, I went there I have a friend who was working there. So I went 2 weeks, like 10 days there to visit her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never doing it again because I went from Florida to there. I'm like 24 hours. This is crazy.
Wow, that's a long
Never doing
flight.
it. I thought it was a great idea at the beginning, but it was not. The flight was crazy. But I stopped at Dubai to see another friend, but the flight back was crazy. So 24 hours, not doing that. You have to
Mm-hmm.
not do that. This is not a great idea. But I was overwhelmed by the city, but there's a lot of temple to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing and beautiful temple to visit. And I think we have to take time to respect also the place because I was like I would take like a picture at the outside, but I don't feel like taking picture in the inside because for me it was like a prayer place. Like this is their religion, this is serious. So I think that was I was trying to respect that, but it's very beautiful and amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's free. Even like very beautiful temple is free. You should visit the Great Buddha because you have to take how do you call it, a telepheric,
Mm-hmm.
and you just see the mountains before you arrive to the Great Buddha. Is very beautiful. And I think what's very amazing about Hong Kong, even if the city is very overwhelmed, is I don't find it quite beautiful in the day, but at the night, try the
Mm-hmm.
rooftop. Oh my God, it is crazy. Like the
Mm-hmm.
city at night is so beautiful, and you see the boat on the sea is amazing. It's very breathtaking, and
Mm-hmm.
there's lots of like great hiking spots. Hiking
Right.
is the must. You must hike. There's a lot of hiking, and the new territories and the landscape is crazy, crazy,
Right.
crazy.
Wow.
It's
Now,
like new island nobody have been, and there's no people living there except the guide and everything.
right.
So it's
Wow.
very amazing.
Now, what about the food? What did you recommend folks to try or eat when in Hong Kong?
I think the food is quite like Thai food. I don't know Hong Kong specialties because I eat like a lot of like Chinese, Thai food. Like I think I don't know about the food specialty. Like I try Japanese, like Asian food, basic Asian food, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
know like real local food. No, I didn't.
Mm.
I didn't try it.
Okay.
And you
Well.
can also try also there's a lot of market depending on the neighborhood where you are,
Mm-hmm.
and you can find a food market and also a lot of souvenir markets, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very crazy. Like you can visit them, and you can also visit like there is a temple where there's more than 10,000 Buddha monastery,
Wow.
and you can hike to go there, or you can just take the train to go there, and you
Mm-hmm.
have more than 10,000 Buddha. That's crazy. And they have
Right.
different expression. So that was like,
Really.
yeah, that was like some quite like disturbing, but like it was like quite a great visit.
Right, right. Wow, wow. So yeah, if you definitely haven't been to Hong Kong, put it in your list. Go. They have some amazing temples. If you like to hike, they got some great places to hike. And they have what you said, 10,000 Buddhas with different facial expressions as well.
Yeah,
That
like
is
there was like the tiny, the big one, and this expression was crazy. I have a video on my blog. You can watch it. Like
yeah,
it was funny. It was
yeah.
funny.
I like that.
And to visit the big Buddha,
Mm,
you can choose a glass cabin, and
mm-hmm,
you will see like your feet.
mm,
It's transparent, and you can see your feet, and you can see all the mountain and grass just behind you, and
wow,
it's beautiful. To go,
definitely.
you have to visit the big Buddha.
The
Yeah,
Big
for
Buddha.
sure.
Okay. Okay. Definitely
Yeah,
put a Hong Kong, try go visit the Big Buddha.
yeah.
Now,
If you take the cable, it will be like a 30-minute ride. But if you hike 8 hours, I'm not doing that. But if you're brave enough, go for it.
to each
Eight
his
hours.
own. To each his own. I'm not hiking either. So we on the same page. So, ladies and gentlemen, we traveled to Europe. We've been to the United States. We hit Asia. Now let's we finally landed. We touched down. We are in South Africa. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And we are ready to hit the ground running, stretching our legs, and we're off the plane now, Aduke. So what is the first thing you recommend us to do while we're here?
Uh, South Africa is, I went there when I finished my master degrees, and I was like, I'm off. I need a break. So I went there with a friend. She was there. We went together, and we started with Cape Town. Cape Town is a mix between Miami and New York. Let me
Mm-hmm.
say
Okay.
is like a mix between Miami and New York. Is very like amazing. Like
Mm-hmm.
like the ocean is so beautiful. Like
Mm-hmm.
the place is very beautiful. It's near the sea, and you have the great weather. But don't go. I went there in January. Don't go there in January because it's in the South Pole. Is cold. It's like you still have like 25
Mm-hmm.
degrees or 20, but you cannot get in the water. So
Mm-mm.
don't go
No,
like
you
between
sure can't.
January and March. I don't recommend it. Like it's very cold,
Uh,
very cold.
so what other place
But
did
there
you
is a lot
so
of things to visit. You can visit the Table Mountain.
okay.
It's a big mountain, and they are just like this. Like you can, it's like a table. They are very flat,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you can take the big bus tour. There's like the red bus. There's a lot of big bus tour, red bus tour in Europe, and they have the same thing in South Africa. and they will tell
Mm-hmm.
you the main place to visit. They're like, if you like wine, there's a wine tour,
Mm-hmm.
and you can also see like the penguins
The
there. There's an
penguins.
island with penguins, and it's
Nice.
very cute. My brothers and sisters didn't believe me when I told them I'm going to see penguins in Africa. They was like, "You crazy?" But I showed the video. You can see the video on my blog. I'm not crazy. I was screaming like a little 5 girls when I saw it. I was so excited.
Yeah.
So we saw that, and you can also visit like Nelson Mandela prison.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of history there,
Mm-hmm.
and the tour is made by former prisoners. So that will shake you up because
Wow.
he's telling a story that he lived,
That part.
and that was like that was crazy to hear about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's like a lot of nightlife in South Africa also. So we went out, I think, one night, and it was very nice, like great. They have their own sound, like they call it a South Africa house,
Mm-hmm.
and it's quite amazing.
Okay. Now, far as so you went to Cape Town, you did Johannesburg as well?
Yeah, I did Johannesburg as well. My aunt used to work there, so
Mm-hmm.
I it was like I went to my I finished my 1 week in Cape Town with my friend. Then I went to see my family in Johannesburg, and the city is like for me. I'm maybe South Africa has nothing to do with West Africa. South Africa for me is not Africa because what I saw, it was like I was like, this is Europe. This is Europe. This is not Africa. Like they
Uh-huh.
are
Uh-huh.
selling it wrong. They are very very like Europeanized. I don't know how to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And the city
Europeanized.
for me was like so quite London, quite New York thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a big city, and you can visit like the Mandela Square. I did the Soweto tour, that was quite great, and I also did a tour in Johannesburg, and the Soweto tour is very like you learn a lot. You have great guide who tell you a lot about the history of the building and how Soweto was built as a suburb and how these people are living. And it's not easy to see. It's not easy to see, and it's not easy to unsee. But it's
Right.
like the real life. It's not all the glam of Johannesburg.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about the food? Is it what's the food like there in South Africa? What would you recommend if anything?
Let me be. I didn't eat local. I think I eat in fancy restaurants. Let me be real. I didn't
Mhm.
eat local a lot, so I won't say anything on it because I didn't behave. I didn't. It's like when you're from some part of Africa, you have like difficulty going to eating another type of food,
I got
and
you.
I was like, I didn't get interest in that, and I will do it next time for sure.
Mhm.
But let me be real, I didn't do my part on that.
Okay, now let me ask you this. You said it's
Okay.
not really okay. So South Africa, because I've never been to only place in Africa I've been that's probably not really considered Africa. Maybe depending on who you're talking to is Morocco. So South Africa, you said is Europeanized and it's not really like
I
Africa.
think the two
So
cities that I visit, I didn't visit all South
mhm,
Africa, but Cape Town
right.
and Johannesburg for me is like, yeah,
Okay.
urbanized.
Okay, got you. Because I know some folks they want to go to Africa, like myself, and really go into the heart of Africa. So, what are some of the countries would you say? I know Benin is one of them. What other countries in Africa would you say is like the real Africa, the traditional Africa?
I don't think there's no real Africa, there's no like traditional Africa. I think each country has its stories. And South
Mm-hmm.
Africa, because of its history, you can understand why they are like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
there's no heart of Africa. I think you have to start where you want to start. What
Mm-hmm.
interest? I think the mainstream are putting in front Ghana and Nigeria, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of other little countries that you should visit, like Mauritania, like East Africa, Ethiopia, like where the christianism started. Like
Mm-hmm.
also South Africa, I think there's no real Africa. You have to start wherever your heart thinks is great. This for
Mm-hmm.
me, I don't know people. You don't know African. They will come for me. I'm not saying anything. Everything is great. I'm not in that debate.
Right, right.
I'm
So
not. I'm not doing that.
right, I know, I understand. I understand. So, out of let me ask you this: out of all the countries that you is probably like 195 countries last time I
Oh,
checked,
oh,
right?
I forget. In South Africa, you can do the how do you call it? The safari also. I
Oh,
forget that main
that's
part. I think
another.
everybody know that.
Yeah.
But I didn't went to Kruger Park. I went to Pilanesberg National Park. It's less expensive, and you can see every animal that you want. So you don't need to do everything that's so touristic to see all the big five.
Gotcha.
It was like Pilanesberg National Park. It was like 2 hours ride from Johannesburg, and it was fine.
Okay. Yeah, because that's definitely on my bucket list, going to safari and whatnot. So I've seen
It's
on
like
Instagram.
it's mind blowing. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
slept one night there. Like you wake up and you have like the animal just running. It was like a Disney movie. Like you saw all the Bambi running. I was like, this is crazy. This is not life. This is amazing.
Yeah. It's the Lion
And see
King
the
right there.
antelope, and you just wake up in the sunrise. I think I can never forget that memory.
Right. Yep. Yep. Is permanent, which is good, which is real good. Now, out of all the countries you could have went to, what made you choose South Africa to go?
Oh, I choose like South Africa because I have family there. I was like, okay, I'm going to see them before. I have my cousin. They were going to finish high school and they were going to come in Europe. I was like, I want to visit with them first. So I want to visit
Mm-hmm.
while they are there. So I just
Mm-hmm.
like, let me just book a plane and went there
Okay.
before they came because they finished school. So it was more this kind of choice. Like I
Okay.
told you, I have relatives,
Relatives?
how lot of relatives, huh?
Got relatives.
relatives,
Uh-huh. Yep.
relatives all over the world. And
Uh-huh.
as I love traveling, I love also going and say hello. But by the
Right.
time you finish here, I need to do this spot.
Right, right, right. So what is the language that folks in South Africa speak? Is it easy to get around with English, or do they have their own native tongue that you need to learn, or
No, everybody speak English. Like
okay.
a lot of people speak English, and there's a lot of like Uber driver from West Africa, and everybody speak English. And sometimes some people were speaking French. So was in Cape Town. I
Hmm.
was quite surprised by it, but you can get everywhere around in with English. But like Benin Republic is
Hmm.
French.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Like you find less people speaking English. Like,
Right.
but it's a French speaking country.
Uh,
I think I'm maybe one of the exception in my country because I have also a Nigerian part in my family. That may like
mhm,
the fact that I speak both language, but it's
mhm.
very unusual to speak
Right.
English in Benin Republic.
Okay. Now, as far as getting around in South Africa, I know you mentioned big red buses for like tours and whatnot, but how did you just get around in general, like locally? Is it buses, taxis, walking cities, or what?
Uber is life
Uber,
in South Africa.
Uber.
Uber is life. I was like Johannesburg. I was using Uber everywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take the bus. I think I like I think even in Benin you have to you rent. It's better to rent a car.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
in Benin is very different because I have my family driver and everything. So you
Mm-hmm.
just have somebody who drive you everywhere. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're in Benin, I think it's better to rent a car. But in South Africa, you don't need to rent. Uber can take you everywhere. It's like I told you, it's Europeanized. Like you can do fine by yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in South Africa, is Europeanized, so you can definitely hit an Uber. So get around locally. So that may be the place for you. Now, far as I know, we mentioned a little bit about the nightlife, or like how is like the nightlife for the music. What type of music do they listen to? I know that's kind of important for folks.
They have their own house music, South African house, and they listen a lot of African also music, like West African music, and also like American music. Like yeah, you can hear Lil Wayne and all this rap and all this Drake and everything, Jenny. Yeah, Folks,
Ah, I
they're
like
very
that.
open. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Now, okay, cool. Did you fly? Where did you fly when you flew to South Africa? What airport did you fly from? Was it Florida or was it in Europe?
No, South Africa, I went first to Benin. Like, I cannot go to Africa not stop in Benin.
Right, right,
That's
right.
too life.
Mm-hmm.
So I did Benin. I took like Kenya Airways to do Cotonou and Nairobi, and then I did Nairobi, Cape Town.
Okay. Okay. Now, do is there any like vaccinations needed to go to South Africa at all?
Oh my God, I think I don't remember, but I think I have my vaccination updates because I often to Benin, so I don't
Right.
really like check all of this. But
Mm.
yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must
Yeah.
check on the government website.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Yeah.
I think on each France have is like you go to the type foreign country list vaccination
Mm-hmm.
government and they will give you the list. But
Mm-hmm.
they will for sure for Benin they will check you, but they didn't check my vaccination in the South Africa, but they checked me
Okay.
in Benin.
Okay,
So
yeah,
I think
yeah,
it
that's
is
definitely important. Yeah, that's that. When you go to Africa and any other places, definitely check out the requirements as far as
Africa,
vaccinations.
Asia,
Uh-huh.
Africa and Asia. You need to do some vaccine, yes, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Yep, yep, definitely. So what about now as far as shopping, is there any shopping for the folks who like, maybe jewelry or gold or anything like that?
Or like Cape Town, there's a lot of like the main square. You have like a lot of like you have a food market,
Mm-hmm.
and you have also like a lot of like artists
Mm-hmm.
selling their art.
Mm-hmm.
And like South Africa, yeah, you have jewelry. You can Cape Town, you can find some, but like really luxury, expensive jewelry.
Or expand, yeah, 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 yeah. It depends, yeah. Depending on where you are, it can be real expensive or you can
But
get
you
it.
can also find a lot of craft market in the middle of the city, in a lot
Mm-hmm.
of square, the like craft market, and you have products from all over the world, all over Africa. And you
Mm-hmm.
can also go to a lot of mall. Like there's mall
Mm-hmm.
everywhere in South Africa, in Johannesburg and Cape Town. You have mall everywhere. I think everybody can find his happiness there. But in like in more Western country, you have to go to the tailor and buy your fabric. Like Western Africa,
Mm-hmm.
like in Benin, Togo, and Nigeria, you buy your fabric. You go to a tailor, you show him your model, and he will do it to you.
Mm-hmm.
But there's more also, like there's more and more ready to wear stuff, but you
Right.
can also do this and it's very cheap.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, what about your accommodation? Was you in a hotel or staying with friends or family, or what was that like?
Benin is
Airbnb?
basically family. Cape Town, I was on the hotel on the beach. It was
Mm-hmm.
not that like was like a 3-star hotel. It was quite great, and the food was great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was like not local food, like
Right.
food that you find in Europe. Like I didn't eat like so much local food.
Uh-huh.
And Johannesburg, I think you have an hotel also, but I was with family
Mm-hmm.
over there. But for Cape Town, I make an error. Airbnb is like you have beautiful villa, less cheap, less expensive than the hotels.
Mm.
Can
Okay.
have a beautiful villa on the hills and the view on the bay, and it's less
Mm-hmm.
expensive. So when we meet local, they ask us, "Why were you in the hotel?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the way around. I just book an hotel." That was the first thing that came in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we were like impressed to find that a hotel was like 2 times more expensive than the Airbnb one of the friend that we meet there book. I was like, this is crazy. You have a villa to yourself. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
the hell? So I
Mm-hmm.
recommend in Cape Town to use Airbnb.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to Cape Town, Airbnb is probably the way to go. So that is good. Now, I know we love and like a lot of things about South Africa. Is there anything that you disliked about it?
Anything that I dislike? Mm, I think we go to South Africa also with the fear of the violence, the fact that they don't like a lot of foreigners, even if you are black.
Mm-hmm.
But Cape Town was okay. We didn't have any issue. But
Mhm.
back then, when I was like, it was in 2018, I
Mhm.
was wearing really short hair, really like short hair. But a
Mhm.
lot of South African wear short hair. So one taxi man mistake me for somebody from there, and he was speaking his language, and I was not responding, and he became like a bit aggressive.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, this is not going right. And I told him, like, I don't speak what you're speaking. Like, I maybe have short hair, I may be black, but I'm
uh,
not from here for sure.
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I was like very like surprised by that reaction because he became very like aggressive at some point.
Mhm.
So I would just recommend like just move by yourself in Uber or rent a car, but like not walking on the road like that. Like
Mhm.
maybe Johannesburg less walking on the road, but Cape Town was very fine. And also you have to wear like even if you are black, you have to use sun cream. Like you will burn. You would
Right.
even in January you will burn like the sun hits you directly. You have to use sun cream. Like even me.
Wow.
Burning.
uh, right,
So you have to
right.
use some sun cream.
Okay, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have your sunscreen. Make sure you are because you know the sun is very aggressive in South Africa and Africa in general. So make sure you have that. Now, is there anything that you would do differently if you were back in South Africa?
Differently, I think just take my Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice villa on the with view on the bay, and
Mm-hmm.
just chill. Yeah,
Mm,
just that. But I
yeah.
won't change anything to that visit. It was very amazing, and I can't wait to go back to Cape Town. I fell in love in Cape Town. When I came back, I was searching job in Cape Town before Miami. Like I was like, I'm going back to the sun and the beach. So I
Nice.
was like, I'm going back. Like this is I'm not doing Paris. Like I love Paris. I
Right.
love Paris, but I also love the sun and the beach.
Right. Right. Yep. Yep. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to start wrapping things up. Let's go ahead and hit the gift shop, get some souvenirs before we head back. We do have a flight to catch. But as we're doing that, Aduke, is there anything else about South Africa that we should know or that you would recommend or anything that we haven't covered yet?
Near Johannesburg, there's a leisure park, Sun City. Like is like it is a big hotel. There's a lot of like water games and big mall and restaurant. You can spend the weekend there. It's like a getaway, and it's very
Mm,
amazing. And it's very near the Pilanesberg Park. So you can do a safari. If you don't want to sleep at the lodge, you can sleep there, and you should be amazed by all the waterfall and all the activity there is to do. If you like shopping, is your place, and you
hmm.
will very enjoy yourself. There's a big casino, and the decor is amazing. So I recommend that spot. Sun City is a place to be. Like is quite amazing. It's like little
Right.
Las Vegas in Africa,
Yeah.
like
See,
little stuff.
nice. I like that. Yeah, South like it's on my list. A lot of places on my list. The whole world, I guess you can say, is on my list. But
Yeah, we're trying
yeah.
to, but Corona will let us be great.
I know. Tell me about it.
We're
Just hating,
trying.
huh? Just hated on our whole 2020. Like, what's going on? But it's all good though. We're gonna bounce back. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a flight to catch. We got to head back home to our home airports. So, as we do, Aduke, we do have one last round or one last segment. It is called the lightning round. And in this round, I'm gonna ask you a list of questions, and you are to answer them as quickly as possible. So, quick, quick, quick. Speed is our friend.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good enough. And then also to make it even more interesting, you can only use one word answers. All right. So
One.
yeah, yeah, I
Okay,
know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be fun. So
I'll
I
try. I'll try.
that's all I
I'm
ask. Don't
bad
worry.
at
I think
games, but I'll try.
you'll be good. Don't worry. Now let me ask you. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. So question number one: what is your favorite airline?
Fly Emirates.
What is your favorite hotel?
I don't have one.
What is your favorite cruise line?
Cruise line. Fly Emirates. Yeah, I would say the same cruise. Oh, cruise
What is
lines. No, Royal
cruise?
Caribbean. Royal
Okay, Royal
Caribbean. I did
Caribbean.
a cruise in Miami. That was
Nice.
crazy. Yeah, that was
So
amazing.
what is your favorite state?
Florida.
What is your favorite country?
Benin.
What is your favorite hotel booking site?
Booking.com.
What is your favorite flight booking site?
Skyscanner.
Good one. What is one thing that Aduke must bring on all of her trips?
One thing. Oh my God. I don't know. What do I bring everywhere? I don't know. A bathing suit, I think. Yeah.
A good one. Where do you want to go next?
Benin in January. I'm going.
What other state would you live in?
I would love to visit California. Yeah. To live.
Nice.
Yeah.
What
Right.
other country would you live in?
Definitely Ghana. I'm thinking
Ghana.
about that.
Nice. And last question. What is your favorite travel podcast?
The Global Travel Podcast.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Well,
Much appreciated, Aduke. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for stopping
I
by
did
the
my
show.
best. This was the first time for me. I
It,
tried.
wa- it was beautiful. It was amazing. You did a great job, ladies and gentlemen. We now have to land the plane. Hopefully, you guys have a lot of great info about South Africa and other places that we went to today. Hopefully, you enjoyed your trip. So we are now preparing for landing. So I need you back into your seats, buckle up, trays up in the seats in the upright position. But before we land, Aduke, if you can do us a huge favor, can you give us one last piece of travel advice, please?
Always do your research before going. Don't go and get lost. Like take time. Like internet is free. You can reach out to a lot of people on Instagram. There's like a lot of like simple people who give you advice. Always do your research.
Mm-hmm.
Then that will help you to avoid disappointment or to have like high expectation.
Yes, agreed. Well said. Well said. So definitely do your research. You heard it here. Pay attention. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now safely landed. You can unbuckle your seatbelts, grab your belongings, and exit the cabin. So, with that being said, thank you for flying here with us at the Global Travel Podcast, and we'll see you guys on our next trip. If you would like to be a guest on our show and tell us about your travel experiences, then leave us a comment in the comment section below so we can reach out to you. Also, if you have any countries, states, or cities that you'd like us to review, please let us know so we can plan a trip there. Lastly, if you got some good value today and liked our podcast, please hit the like button and click subscribe so you can travel with us again next time. So subscribe right now because you don't want to miss the next trip. With that being said, over and out.